Give Drunkie credit, she survived it all. The upheaval of the 1980s, the Pendleton Act of the 1880s, unflattering depictions of her in the media, and also in cave paintings in rural France. Yeah, she's old. She's been in Congress so long, her office has 2 water fountains.
Did you catch that opening? Cave paintings and 2 water fountains. But here's what makes this segment different from every other Pelosi joke you've heard. The Gutfeld show just realized something shocking. She's actually leaving. After decades of material, their greatest comedy goldmine is retiring. So they decided to do something special. They compiled every brutal roast, every scandal, every controversial moment. This isn't just comedy anymore. It's a highlight reel of everything the mainstream media tried to ignore. Watch what comes next.
She's going to retire in 2027, which raises a key question. What happens to us? What happens to this show? What are we going to do without this? The Dems were melting down like Pelosi's face on a hot day. Nancy Pelosi was so enraged by Trump's victory, her eyebrows moved to Canada.
Wait, did they just admit they need her for content? That's actually brilliant. But here's where this gets interesting. While everyone's laughing at face jokes, there's a much bigger story hiding underneath. Remember when we were all locked down during the pandemic? When small businesses were closing and people couldn't even go to funerals? Nancy Pelosi did something that still makes people angry today. The Gutfeld team didn't forget. Watch this salon scandal that exposed everything wrong with the political elite.
Remember when all of us were locked down? She got her hair done at a salon?
I take responsibility for trusting the word of a neighborhood salon that I've been to over the years many times, and that when they said, well, we're able to accommodate people one person at a time, and that we can set up that time, I trusted them. As it turns out, it was a setup, so I take responsibility for falling for a setup.
Oh, a setup. No. Leaving a cheesy gordita crunch in a bear trap outside Joy Behar's dressing room is a setup. The only thing set up was her appointment for new eyebrows.
She called it a setup. Let that sink in. While small business owners were getting arrested for opening their shops, she blamed the salon for her breaking the rules. But that's not even the worst part. A year later, she said something about Biden that shocked everyone. Even Democrats couldn't believe what came out of her mouth. She compared Biden to one of the greatest presidents in American history. Gutfeld's reaction to this is pure gold. You have to see this.
And last year, she tried to spray Febreze on Biden's rotting presidency.
Such a consequential president of the United States, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. You got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden.
Yeah. Look, the only reason for adding Biden to Mount Rushmore is that he's already petrified. But it's not like she was much better. Toward the end, she was becoming as unhinged as Joy Behar's jaws at a steakhouse, too.
Mount Rushmore. She actually said Mount Rushmore. But here's what nobody talks about. While she was praising Biden publicly, behind the scenes, she was the one who helped push him out of the 2024 race. The hypocrisy is stunning. And it gets worse. A reporter recently confronted her about January 6th with a simple question. Her response was so aggressive, so defensive, it went viral immediately. This is the real Nancy Pelosi when someone challenges her narrative. Watch what happens.
Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
You're right. But it's not a talking point when you admitted you should have called the National Guard, which was caught on tape by a camera crew following her for a documentary.
Did you hear that? Shut up. That's how she talks to journalists asking legitimate questions. But here's the smoking gun. Her own documentary crew caught her admitting she should have called the National Guard. The evidence exists, but she still denies it. This is the pattern with her entire career. Deny, deflect, attack. But on her way out, she had one more target to attack. And Gutfeld caught it. Trump responded. And what he said about her is absolutely brutal. The gloves came completely off.
On her way out, she had to bring up Trump. Is he just a vile creature?
He's just a vile creature. The worst thing on the face of the earth, namely.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do, yeah. I do.
The worst thing on the face of the earth. She's obviously never had to share an Uber with Kilmeade. Don't worry, Nance. The feeling's mutual.
I think she's an evil woman. I'm glad she's retired. I think she did the country a great service by retiring. I think she was a tremendous liability for the country.
And I think
I think she was an evil woman who did a poor job, who cost the country a lot in damages and in reputation.
He called her evil. She called him vile. The ultimate political enemies saying goodbye. But Gutfeld noticed something everyone else missed. While these two were trading insults, there's one achievement of Nancy Pelosi's that nobody can deny. And it has nothing to do with politics. It's about money. Lots and lots of money. What Gutfeld reveals next about her stock market trades is the real scandal. This is the part that should make every American angry, regardless of politics. Here's the truth they don't want you to know.
Pelosi did make history, but it wasn't in politics, it was in the stock market. As a member of Congress over the past decade, she's gotten a return of 816% from her investments and beat the S&P 500 by 559 points. She's so good at picking stocks, retail investors use her like an index fund. There's literally a Pelosi Tracker where thousands of people copy every trade her husband makes. And last year it saw gains of 54%, double that of the S&P.
Let me make sure you understand this. 816% returns. That's not luck. That's not skill. That's something else entirely. Professional investors spend their entire careers studying the market, and most can't beat it. But somehow, a politician who's in her 80s consistently crushes Wall Street. Thousands of regular people now copy her trades because they know something we all know. She has access to information we don't. But here's what Gutfeld points out next that changes everything. Where was all this wealth creation happening? What was going on in her own city while she got rich? The contrast is shocking.
She got so filthy rich while her city drowned in drugs, crime, and homelessness. Yeah, the greatest city on earth, San Francisco, went from the Golden City to a 48-square-mile restroom city with an app that tracks human street poop. I'm surprised Nancy didn't invest in hazmat suits.
That's the real story right there. While San Francisco fell apart, while businesses fled, while homelessness exploded, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio grew by hundreds of millions. She represented that city for decades, and it collapsed under her watch. But she got richer and richer. And now Gutfeld asks the most important question of this entire segment. What happens to her amazing stock-picking ability when she retires? What happens when she no longer has access to classified briefings and inside information? The answer tells us everything we need to know about how Washington really works.
So here's a question. What happens to her stock prowess when she leaves? What if those skills were to disappear shortly after she's no longer close to information that impacts the market? Well, it would tell us something we already knew, that Democrats don't get into power after they got rich, like, say, Trump. They get into power to get rich. The rewards don't come from serving the people. They result from the illusion that they're serving the people. It was a great grift, and I got to admire it. Talk about a rich career. It's a shame it only paid off for her.
And there you have it. Gutfeld's ultimate send-off to Nancy Pelosi. From salon scandals to stock market secrets, from Biden's Mount Rushmore to San Francisco's collapse. 37 years of material in one brutal compilation. If you want to see more breakdowns like this where we expose what the mainstream media won't tell you, smash that subscribe button. Drop a comment and tell me, do you think her stock success was luck or insider information? And if you enjoyed this, check out the video I'm putting in the description where Gutfeld destroys another political figure. You won't believe what he exposes next. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.